Hi.
Hey guys,
Welcome to another episode.
this was a nice episode.
Oh, it was a
okay.
nice one. We talked
Yeah.
about first dates and our experiences and red flags, green flags, what else?
Opinions, etiquette,
Etiquette.
what
It's
we think
just
should be
all about
done.
first dates.
Yeah, and it was fun. We agreed some places, we agreed to disagree some places, but most of it we agreed. I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My name is Alice Kanji, by the way.
And I'm Alexia Musau. This is Banter over Brunch, episode 79. And yeah, while you're here, you might as well like this episode. Subscribe to this podcast if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on audio, do they get to hear this part?
They do get to hear this part.
Actually, yeah, they do. Subscribe on whichever app you're using. If there's a follow button,
It's free.
it's free, and it helps grow the channel. And
Yes.
yeah, but thank you so much for clicking on this episode. We hope you enjoy it. Anything
Yeah,
else,
we'll
Banter?
see you as the episode begins.
Yeah, enjoy.
Enjoy. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hi guys. Why did you pause? I wanted me to start.
Yeah, you start. Hi.
Welcome to another episode of Banter over Brunch.
Welcome to another episode. My name is Alice Kanji.
And I'm Alexia Musau. And
Yeah, very happy to be back again for the second episode of season 5. Forgive us just in case the sound was a bit shaky. We're still trying to get into the groove of things. But as long as we have showed up. Yeah, I think
Yep.
that's the
that's
important
our
part.
our deliverable.
Our deliverable.
KPI. We're performing. We're performing. But we show up. We're performing. But yeah, welcome to another episode. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. We go straight to the catch up. Or
I mean, yeah, what else do we need to talk about?
don't know.
We'll
How
talk
you-
about it in the catch-up, I guess. How are you?
I'm good. I got a flu. I don't know if it's last episode. I was like, oh, hii homa ya Nairobi haijanishika. Oh, I think he was looking at me like, oh, because immediately after I got a flu, like on Saturday or something. But it wasn't too bad. Like I didn't feel, you know how flu can make you feel on energies, nini. Like my energy levels were still good. Apart from that, I think I'm doing great. Of course, the weather is weathering. Winter is here. It's no longer coming. It is here, and
Yeah.
it's sweater weather. My blanketi.
I don't think it's
Heater.
that cold.
I even wake up at night to sort of get socks and
But yesterday it was
hoodies.
cold. I actually thought that, because yesterday I think I got food poisoning, so I wasn't feeling A1.
Yeah, you ate out or something.
I just think I ate food that I low-key knew maybe wasn't the best to eat, because maybe it was out of the fridge for too long. But I was
Yeah.
just like, it seems okay, but it
Come
doesn't.
by and buy 'em.
But same, maybe I'm just overthinking, because everyone else who ate the food is okay. So I don't know. I just wasn't feeling okay, but I thought, so I was feverish, I think, but also maybe it was just cold. So maybe I'm overthinking. Was it cold yesterday to you?
Yes,
Maybe,
it's
maybe that
me.
was
I'm
it.
just feeling cold personally in this time. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
guess I'm good. I'm excited for the episode. I think it's gonna be interesting.
Ooh, because we're talking about first dates
Yeah,
and maybe
everything.
first date etiquette, whatever we title this video, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, I'm also okay. It's been not a hectic, but a very not high energy week for me. It's not been the best week for me. I think I've had better, but also maybe I think it's related to the fact that my cycle has begun. My period is here, so it's like, okay.
TMI.
Me, I like
but it's okay.
TMI, but it's
No,
whatever.
that's okay.
If you don't know in 2022 that women get periods, women get
And
periods.
PMS and
Yeah. So maybe I've been thinking, sometimes when that happens, and I was watching this show on Netflix, the sex show. I've forgotten what it's
sex
called.
education.
It's like a documentary about pleasure,
Oh,
and they talk about
yeah, I've
sex.
seen it.
And you know how there's an episode where they talk about how women's or just people's hormones in general, and how you get your period and then you start thinking, oh, that's why I was moody the whole week and that's why this was happening. And maybe, so sometimes I'm caught between, was I actually upset? Was I actually just sad? Or was
it the hormones?
Was it the hormones?
Yeah.
And me, I think I'm an advocate for sex education being taught in school.
Yeah, it's a serious thing because
we should have easily been taught.
Yeah, even something like PMS, you just think, okay, I can mood swings, but there's actually like the serious PMS where people even become suicidal, like really depressed, like pits, and it's just hormones. And like even postpartum depression, sometimes even. Yeah, sometimes maybe you have the support, but just because your hormones are going back, you're not pregnant anymore, and there's just this huge shift in your body. People, you think hormones are just, but they control so much, even how your brain functions and everything.
Exactly.
So that's why it's a huge discussion. It needs to be had. And some people even just make fun of women at akona moods, mashiro, nini, but yeah.
Yeah, no, if everyone just understood how it works, and including yourselves, it's not that now I have to find out over the years, like, okay, maybe I'm like this particular way because of this and that. If everyone just had an opportunity to learn that in school, or just, and not just that financial education, but that's another story.
Yeah,
for
there's
another
a lot
day.
we're not learning in school.
I mean, if that could replace, I don't know, I don't know, some of those subjects we're learning, biology, if you didn't want to learn biology, I think that would have been hugely helpful. And on top of that, men too have hormones, and there are things that they also experience that we overlook because men are not supposed to have hormones or something, but men do. So anyway, this is not a hormones discussion, but if you're a professional and you want to come talk to us about it, we are open to hear what you have to say.
And to have you, yeah. But even something like even cramps. We've always grown up knowing, cramps are normal. Yeah, you should feel pain. But there's a certain level of pain that is completely abnormal. But you see, we normalize it and you're like, I'll take a painkiller. But it could be underlying issues like endometriosis, fibroids,
there are people whose cramps
POS.
are so, you even feel sad for them on their behalf because it's just too intense.
Yeah, so I just feel like in this, we should just be, these are conversations that should be had, and we should also take charge of our health. And whenever you feel like something is off, don't push it or ignore it, just, it will cost you something, obviously. Healthcare is expensive, but just, maybe in the long run, it could save you from a condition.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interesting.
Moving on, apart from that, I think I'm okay. I could be better, but I'm okay.
But you're okay.
That's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
Today, actually, so you would never find me dressed the way I'm dressed. I'm wearing sneakers and like a t-shirt. Like me, I like being extra. But today I've been forced to be subtle because we've been made to dress like my boss, everyone in the office, because it's his birthday. So today I'm hoping it's half day so that we celebrate his birthday.
But isn't your day already half day?
It is half
so
day.
Quarter day.
But Kwanzaa, now we are recording this podcast and I don't know when we'll finish. Yeah. And I'll be there maybe 1 hour before now we start. Anyway, I'm not complaining. Am I really? Really, I don't think I'm complaining. Actually, niko tu sawa. It's just I would have I maybe would have preferred to do something. No, let me not say that. He might listen to this episode. Moving on.
Anyway, I think we could get into the episode. We're talking about first dates, so everything first dates. Maybe you want to tell us about a first date that you still have in mind, or just a first date for you that was like.
Do you have one in mind so that you can start and I think
at least you have many in mind. Me, I have few.
First dates. I enjoy most of the first dates I've been to, honestly. I always meet cool people, even if we don't end up dating, like become good friends. Let's see, a really good first date I've had. I mean, there was this one time we went to, I think we had been talking on phone for like over a month or so, and it was random. It was like 6 p.m. and we decided, you know what, do you want to meet tonight to do something? And like, yeah, sure. And we just met in Sarit News Cafe. Yeah, we went to News Cafe and we had a couple of drinks and he was attractive in person. Yeah, so it was like good vibes. We clicked. I think I clicked with people easily.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good. And then from there, we even decided the place closes at what 10. Went to second location. We even club hopped together in Mesty.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that was a really good first date. It
Yeah.
didn't end well, but I still remember that date to this day.
Yeah.
Another one was, I don't know if it's a first date or not, but it was very recent. Not very, okay, very is a harsh term. It was recent and randomly, again, the random ones, randomly met at work. And
Your life is so spontaneous, guys.
it's
Please,
very-
can you leave?
I'm in a
list?
spontaneous era.
You just
like I'm
meet and
so
okay,
open.
let's go on a date.
It wasn't. I think in the middle of the date is when I realized, is this a date? Because like I literally met him. 10 minutes later, we decided we are going to this place together.
Yeah.
But everyone was going, kind of thing.
But you chilled
but,
together.
But when we reached the restaurant, it was like, oh, actually, we're not gonna join these guys. Let's go to the bar. And it was just the two of us for the rest of the night. And then in the midway, I'm like, is this a date? Because it feels like one. And I really enjoyed that date. So the random one's always good. There's another random one when I was with you guys, and I told you, oh, I'm actually meeting someone at Alchemist.
Oh, I remember when we were with the girls.
Yeah, when
Then
we
you
were with
left
the girls.
us.
Yeah, but I've had a terrible first date.
That crazy guy.
Hey, hata nilikuwa nimesahau hiyo. Yes, I've had terrible first dates as well. There's another crazy person. Me, what I'll tell you is, actually, people shouldn't come pick you up on your first date if they are sending an Uber. Because what if it goes wrong and you don't, and they now know where you live, or they end up being a criminal, or this guy was into fraudulent shenanigans, and I was just.
It didn't even become like you guys didn't even date. Like you didn't go on a date because you were just
We
taken
were
round
meant
in
to go on a
circles
date.
and you found yourself in someone's house. What the hell? Anyway,
I thought it was
Kept telling your
romantic. He
story.
said, oh, let me come pick you up.
for rounds.
All we did was go for rounds in that car, went to some other place, found out that he's into illegal businesses, and I said, immediately now.
Yeah.
And he was a fugitive. In fact, Nikama, we couldn't even leave the house. Okay, I'm exaggerating. Am I? Me, I don't know the extent of how criminal his behaviors were. But
Just showing the lilies of wanted.
oh my God, yeah, no. But there was also another one I went to, and I think it was just cultural differences because the first date, he was white, he was Caucasian, he was German,
Caucasian chocolate.
and and I don't know. Don't talk about politics on the first date.
Oh my
or
God.
those things.
Yeah.
Because now we brought up, I think, what was it? Things about like your beliefs or presidential or just the past or like. It was just, I don't remember what the conversation was, but it was just about my black experiences and his white experiences. And he was just being very oblivious about some things, or just like, do you know you're talking about like shit we actually go through?
Yeah.
And he was
Oh,
so like,
no,
and I
ew.
was just like,
No,
so-
that's too much.
yeah, no, but me, I'm always down
See,
for
I told
first
you,
dates.
Alice has content. So me, ningejibu in 1 minute because I don't have content. But yeah, but
Yeah,
you're-
no, I'm very open to meeting people,
Yeah.
and so I'm always down. Like, most of the first dates I've enjoyed, and they've turned out to be good friends, even if it doesn't work out, or they're just messed up people. It's like
There's no in between. Okay.
But I've had better experiences than the bad.
Yeah.
One person I even had a first date with them. Oh, that was lovely. Even dropped me home on a cab. But hey, in a month's time, he got some other girl pregnant, and now he has a baby daddy. So yeah.
That's not how I saw this story going. But anyway, okay, interesting. I think for me, I don't know how I used to think people get into relationships. I used to think, mna meet, mnapendana, mnaanza. So dating was such a, I have to go chill with someone and it's just the two of us and they have to ask me questions.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I'm very talkative and I think I'm very funny. From the dates I've been to, people find me so entertaining and I love
Apparently,
it.
Alexia is funny.
I am on that level, I guess. I think for my friends, I'm not funny. Maybe I should date my friends and then they might see the funny side of me. But I think I'm usually very open-minded because I think by the time I've accepted to go on a date with you, I sort of, there's some hope. Like, I'm like, okay, let me just try, and I always try and have a good time, despite, things can go wrong in between, but I'll just try and be like, okay, it's okay. Itaisha too. It's just
I'm the
3
same
hours.
way, yeah.
Itaisha or
Because now if it's
something.
terrible now and you're there, you both know it's like just make the best out of it.
Make the
honestly.
best out of it, honestly. But I think I've been very lucky. I've not had a bad first date. I think they've all gone smoothly. Like everything was good. I felt Kidogo princess
Very well.
treatment. I felt a vibe, even if it's not romantic vibe. I did feel like, okay, we can have a conversation and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, I did have a funny sort of date that I'm gonna mention when we talk about second locations, because I feel like if we didn't go to the second location, it would have probably had a second date. Yeah. So, yeah, my dating experience so far has been good.
Surely, that's all you're saying.
Now, what else do you want me to say? So I'm going to talk now in the points.
Me, I've even opened my heart here. I've said, oh, this is what we did. This is where we went.
Okay, but they've been so straightforward. That's what I'm saying. We just eat, drinks, I'm dropped home. Yeah.
Where's the flavor?
I have content, guys. Chill. it's when now we're chambuaing certain things, because as I said, second locations, I'll give a scenario.
Yeah.
One
Maybe
of the
we
dates.
can start.
We can start like,
chambuaring
okay,
then.
maybe now second locations. You did mention you've done like dinner, club hopping, nini.
Yeah, no, I've done second locations, I think twice or 3 times, and I've enjoyed every single time I've done it. The first one, like I mentioned earlier, was, went on the date, and then after we really enjoyed each other's company, and so we decided, oh, let's go to this club because he's a dancer. So we're like, oh, let's go to this club so that he can show me some moves. And he did. He's a great dancer, and we stayed there, but we didn't like the vibe of a club, so we went to another club. And yeah, we had a really good time. Even that time we were with the girls, and I met this guy who's now my really, really good friend. Shout out to you. I don't want to say your name, but shout out to you, man. Yeah, our first date, we went there was like a live band thing happening. So we went for that. And then afterwards, what did we do afterwards? I'm not going to say what we did afterwards, but we had a second location. Yeah, I think now the other ones that I've done second location is maybe second date and then Lily. But
it's fine. It's been good.
It's been good. It's been good. If I feel the vibe, why wouldn't I want to go a second location? Because I've not had a bad experience yet. Maybe you can talk about your experience.
Yeah. Okay, let me start with the good. I've had good second location vibes. I think even with my current partner, our first date, we did have a second location, and it was now like even we met you afterwards.
Where was this?
It was a Mattel party or something.
Okay. I remember.
Yeah. So at least my friends were there, his friends were there. So it's like, okay, the tension of the date imeisha, but like we can still have a good time with our people, which went well. But I do have one that it was, okay, most of them, it ended in me like, okay, I'm a bit tipsy, let me go home now.
Yeah.
I've talked a lot.
Yeah.
I've entertained people enough. Let me go home. But there's one, we did have dinner, and I think it was around COVID times, or like when there were curfew restrictions or something, I think. And he was like, oh, let's go meet up with my guys. I was like, I should have just said no at that point, because I don't know.
First of all, I don't know about like, oh, now let's meet with the boys after the first date.
Yeah, it's like you can meet your boys any other time. Or that's what I'm saying. I should have just gone home, I think.
So maybe we go somewhere else. I didn't know, meet with the boys. I don't know. Anyway, maybe I'm overthinking.
Yeah.
Maybe meeting with the boys is not too bad, but it depends. If you know now the setting is off, I'm jumping.
That's what I'm saying. Even though it was curfew, nini, I just feel like it would, and then it was like in the opposite direction of where I stay. So I don't think for me when it was a smart decision, considering distance and all that and all this that was happening. So anyway, we went. I mean, they were cool. They were fine. It wasn't in someone's house. It was like a public space. And now I think the thing is the guy drank a bit too much. So obviously I'm not going to sleep at his place. I think even lived with the parents. I'm like, sasa tunaenda aje, like. Then I don't know you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't even have a mutual friends.
I mean, I thought you said you were with the boys, his boys.
His boys, yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't leave him with his boys.
So I didn't think he's lit like that. you know, until now we're going to the car because I was like, obviously, because it's curfew, I can't even get an Uber. Like, oh, Tajipa is, I don't say his profession. Okay, but he's a, what is this called? Essential service. So I was like, I'm sure you have
A pass.
a pass or something. So when you get to the car, he's like, oh, can you drive? I'm a bit late. I'm like, you're what? Anyway, let's just say it ended up being a kidogo disaster. Like, he was a bit too late to go home, and I had to house him for a few hours so that he can wake up and he's fresh and, you know. And obviously, I feel like even him, he's not a bad person, but I do feel like he was also a bit embarrassed because,
of course, he was.
We didn't talk after that. It was sort of like, yeah, he just died a natural death. So, yeah, I think second locations can be tricky because, again, even maybe someone is still in the streets. So when they use second location, mpatane na all these other babes that he's still not cut things off with, or these other dudes that she's not cut things off with, and then it's sort of like
friction.
Yeah, and then you're like, I don't think I like this person anymore. Yeah, so it can be a win-win, a win-lose. You can't really know.
It can be good, it can be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Tell us what you guys think about second locations, man. Me, I'm like 80-20 or 70-30 about yes for second locations if the vibes are good, but also like maybe you want to just tease and then be
exactly.
like, okay, let's leave more
I have to go
excitement
home
for the next one.
Let someone miss you, Piad.
Yeah,
but I know, when the vibe is there, utaki kuachana, you're just like, let's go.
Maybe we can talk about some first date, what are the etiquettes or like your must-haves for first date. Not must-haves, but anyway, just the etiquette. One, mine personally, payment. First date, the man is paying, period.
Whether or not you asked for the date or...
Yes. I don't know what the dynamics was. I don't know what is it that would lead to me asking for the date and you've not asked me.
Yeah.
But even if that is the situation, I just think a man should pay, and that's just
okay.
What I think.
I think I agree with you that I feel the guy should pay. There's always this argument of, okay, what if the babe asked you out on the date? I think I'm a 90-10%, like 90%, even if I asked you, pay.
Then if it's like, okay, maybe I'll volunteer drinks, but hapo utakuwa umeshani.
Nakubo.
Because if we've classified this as a first date and we want to see like if we're kind of vibing with each other. Anyway.
I don't think it's the girl who asks. Maybe she's the one who, what's the word? Prompts it. Or like brings it up.
Maybe I'm bringing it up because why are we not meeting? Yeah.
We've both agreed. So even if it's me who brings it up, it's still, you're still the one in charge of it.
Yeah.
Financially.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'm making
I mean, I'll always carry my extra, but I just have an expectation for the guy to pay on the first date.
Yeah. I think, same.
I think even my mom one time told us something like, oh, if I go there and I find out that you people are being taken out and you're paying for, something like that. So I'm like, yes.
I think you're like the first 3 days, 3 to 5 days.
There I can feel the feminist crawl away from my body.
Yeah, because I'm like, no, that's
yeah.
No, I won't. But yeah, I think
men,
for like
you can just bash us, but once I give a TikTok snippet.
Let me tell you one thing that really put me off once at some date thing. I think it was at the second date or even the first, and the guys already said, next time you're the one buying. I'm like,
oh my gosh, deadass, there's a guy who told me the same thing.
And I'm like, no.
Since I paid for this one, you're gonna pay for the next one. You're not seeing me the next one.
So you wait for me to offer.
To be like, okay, see now if you're there and you're like, okay, maybe I'll pay for drinks. But then that thing
put me off until I was like, you know what? I still took the person for lunch, but it wasn't even a deep lunch. But
first of all, I didn't even enjoy the date.
No, even at that point, I'd already said I don't like him like that. So
yeah, like if I didn't even enjoy, you've not even had time to know whether I enjoyed this date or not.
And you're already saying next time I'm the one to pay.
I'm still trying to figure out if I want a next time.
No, it's sort of like there's this phrase guys say like it's no. Guys, my mind is not functioning today. Like, things are here, but they're not coming out. Anyway, I'll get it. But it's like, sort of like, are you already feeling pain that you've paid for this date?
Yeah, like-
that now it's already, you know.
For me, it makes me wonder, like, okay, if you're already talking about this right now,
Mauchungu
if
ama-
this was to progress, like, how is it gonna be?
Yeah, and I think even men kind of know, like, when you're pursuing someone or you're starting off, like, your budget is like for the first 3, you know, until
Yeah.
you get a box. And then now, obviously, in a relationship,
Yeah.
things change and you sort of like do things for each other. That's different. But when you're pursuing me and date one, you're already threatening me to pay for the next, it's such a turn off. For me,
It is a
it's
turn
a
off.
complete turn off, honestly.
Yeah.
No.
It's a turn off for a lot of people.
Ew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you think about like someone who is too forward, like on a first date?
I
like
don't want that
something-
either. You know, especially, hey, no, let me not say these people, but there's no use for you to start saying things like, but also depends on age.
I'm gonna marry you.
But, oh, would your family accept me? I want to marry you, or
Would your family accept me? Okay. Yeah.
I don't know, just like straightforward questions like, so when was the last time you had sex? Or just some weird, unnecessary inquiries. Like,
Surely, what's that now? We went to ask.
I,
Even body count on a first date.
yeah, like, no, just that in general is unnecessary,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, and just being too, even I feel like, even a kiss on the first date should sort of be like, don't think you did, like, just go for it like that, you know,
Yeah.
because some people can be like, taken aback, you know, or maybe you, or the way me, I can laugh, sana, yani, I can laugh, you can be like, wow, she's in love with me, I need to kiss her. And maybe I'm just laughing, you know, maybe
Yeah.
it's not deep.
Wait for the signal, like, okay, this
Or
is a
even
kissing
ask.
moment.
I think even the
Or
first,
ask,
first
yeah.
couple of times, it's fine to ask because, okay, but now imagine someone says no. But anyway, it will save you the embarrassment of,
If he says no, then that's fine.
yeah, no is, yeah, consent. Yeah, consent. Rather than you coming on to someone, even babes, I mean, just coming on to someone,
Yeah.
and it's like, no, yeah. And like things like now, even though you said, will your family accept me? Now things like marriage and kids, you know, because not everyone is at a single while dating. Sometimes people come from
Yeah.
previous marriages,
Yeah.
separations, children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
I
think
mean,
it's something that should be discussed?
that one we can discuss, definitely. That one we can discuss. But it's more like we've just sat down and
Hata hatuja kunywa hata 2 drinks or something, yani hatuja relax.
then you're already talking about, I'm looking for a wife. Okay. But again, maybe it's an age thing, you know. As me, I'm still very young and I'm like still trying to, hey.
No,
Yeah,
but I'm asking, like, what if this person was
But
was
if they
married,
had like married and had
or
a
has
kid,
kids? Do you think is that some information
eventually,
you'd
yes,
want
that's
on the first date?
yes, it's definitely information you should tell me on the first date so that I know how to handle it or if I want to.
To even have a sex.
Yeah, and I mean,
Because it could be a deal breaker.
it could be a
And,
deal
you know,
breaker.
you've not sort of formed feelings per se on the first date, so you don't want to go
Yeah.
forming feelings or having feelings for this person and then something.
Do you think age should be discussed on the first date?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Age.
Yes.
Yeah. Age, kids. Yeah, because I feel like that's why it's a first date. I think it's sort of like, where are you
get
in
to-
life? Where am I
yeah.
in life?
Yeah. Can we mesh in this life?
You know.
Differences
Yeah.
and stuff.
So
Yeah.
I think there's some things you can't necessarily leave out. Because now second date, labda. Now me, I've gone to pick my child. Okay, no, that makes sense. How about you,
Yeah.
mommy?
No, especially if you're a parent, that's definitely a first date thing.
Yeah.
And if you don't bring it up, it makes me question, like, what's your relationship with your kid? If you don't feel like mentioning, but I don't know. Up to that territory, I'm not.
Yeah, we're not too
so let me
familiar
not.
with. We don't know how it is to be like
But
to
yeah.
date with kids and spouses and baby
Yeah.
mamas and
Yeah.
exes and
Yeah,
exes, yeah, or like ex spouses
ex-spouses here.
or even spouses. You know, some people date while still married.
Hiya.
Yeah.
We've had the stories.
Yeah. So
That's I've told you about some experiences as well, and they will sugarcoat it and be like, yeah, we're living together, but we are not together. You know, it's just circumstantial for the kids.
But that's such, like, what foundation is that?
Yeah.
It's so, there's just
I
so
even
much
saw a tweet
uncertainty.
today that we need to stop trying to normalize dating married people.
Yeah, it's,
Because it's become so normal. Like, oh yeah, he's married, but
but
hawako pamoja, like I'm the main, you know?
yeah.
Women.
And even separation, like someone could be separated, but I don't think that's as final as a divorce or something. You
No,
know?
I think separation sometimes is understandable, given that it's sometimes because of the
The process of the
requirements of you having to be separated for some time before you get to a divorce. But it's also tricky because it's almost like, you know, the possibility of exes going back to being together is like intense.
Yeah, yeah.
But we've atujafika your age, so good luck to you guys. I can't give you advice there.
Of divorce.
Like dating divorced or dating
Yeah.
if you have kids, dating when, you know, don't have much experience there or know people with such experiences. I think another thing important for me in a first date, please dress up for the date. Because I'm going to dress up for the date. Depending on what we're going to do, I'm going to dress according to what we're doing the date. Just like you are coming there, I can tell a lot from how you dress, in my opinion, I think.
Yeah, true. I think you need to put your...
It will show
some
the amount
effort.
of effort like you put into this.
Even if
Yeah,
you're from the
no.
office, you can carry an extra.
Because now I
outfit.
feel, because I'll feel it will make me feel maybe, if I put too much effort, am I overdressed? And you're the problem. Where we're going on a very fancy restaurant and you know we're doing that, and you're coming here with shorts and
Coffee and... Okay.
na hata unajua kwa club hawezi ingia na hizo shorts
Yeah.
na sijui nini. Like, you know, like, respect me.
And it just shows even attention. I don't know.
It just shows that you've actually taken time to prepare yourself to come meet me. Yeah, me dressing is important. So if you're watching this and you are thinking, no, you have to look nice and
I
smell
agree.
good too.
Especially, yeah, it's a first date. You know, okay, even keep it up, but I mean generally for dates effort. But like,
Yeah.
first date, you want to...
You gotta see some effort, man.
Yeah. What do you think about gifts on a first date? Do you think it's like
Depends.
or it's a nice gesture?
Again, I'm not like too big on it, but also it depends. How long have we been talking?
Yeah.
You know, is it weird?
You know me before.
Did you know? Have we been talking like a month prior? But I'm not opposed to gifts. I'm not gonna give you a gift personally, but if I receive, I'll receive with open arms.
Yeah.
But it will be like, especially if now I like you a bit because we've been talking, vibing, that would like
add
elevate the points, definitely.
Yeah. I did go on a date and the guy gifted me, and it was so amazing because we had known each other for like a month. So yeah. And he noticed that I like dark lipstick or like this purple and he works for a beauty nini. So he brought me a package with like masks and a lipstick. Until today, I think is my favorite lipstick. And he was like, I noticed. I was like, okay.
It shows attention to detail.
You know, it's like points, apple.
Definitely points. That one, we love to see that. Yeah, no, I think if you want a plus, definitely gift on the first date if you can, especially if you already know it's going to be something thoughtful. Even if it's something small.
Even flowers.
Even if it's something so small, but it's thoughtful. Like, I noticed you were complaining about, I don't know, we were talking about socks at some point randomly. And just, oh my gosh, I can't find good ankle socks and then you buy me ankle socks.
Yeah.
It's such a small gift, 50 bob.
Yeah.
But it's so thoughtful. And I'll be like, oh my God, yeah, I'd like that. So I think thoughtful gifts over it. It doesn't even have to be something so intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think another etiquette for me is, as a man especially, do not be late for the date. Like, I feel like, okay, I have double standards in these points, but it's okay. Don't crucify me. It is what it is. Okay, don't come for me. But you can wait for me for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. I think both parties should keep time. on the first date. And keeping time is either you're there earlier or at least 10 minutes. Isipite 10. Because that's 30 minutes. Mtu amengoja amekunywa maji.
I think it's also, that's why it's so important for you to communicate. Are you leaving the house? You know what? So that none of you leave and it's like, oh, now you have to wait for someone. Me, I don't like, especially first dates. Okay, I know I'm late for a lot of things. I'm late. I'm working on it, guys. I'm late for a lot of things. But sasa me ati, the fact that I'm already like 5-10 minutes late and I'm waiting for you, to me that you have to
found your
compensate.
competition.
You have to
For being
compensate.
late.
We can't both be late
You
in this
found your
relationship.
match. I think
We can't be late for this in this relationship.
yeah, and I think for me, I'm a time person, so I have waited 30 minutes. 30. Hi, in those 30 minutes, someone could have hit me up and offered me a date. And I'm already dressed.
I'm already dressed.
I might as well. Yeah, so I think, just try be on time. Try be on time.
Yeah.
But I think, first dates are usually interesting. And I think also just don't overdo it. Don't talk too much about, like, I don't know. I know sometimes it's personality, because someone could be like, from the beginning of the date to the end, it's just me, and I.
I know about.
Then, and a lot of ego,
No.
No. We don't do that here. We don't do that here.
I agree. No, that's a no. I think we can talk about some unpopular first date opinions that I got from someone's IG stories, and I thought we can discuss some of them. I think this is what we can do to close off the podcast. So, one, if you don't feel chemistry on site, you're never going to. That's a first date opinion. What do you think?
I somehow agree.
A medium.
Yeah. I'm not too sure, because I feel like putting too much pressure on just one time.
But I low-key agree, because for me
I
to
do.
go on a second date and the first one I wasn't feeling the vibe, it's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard. But I think I think you should have a checklist after a date. So if it's like 7.5 to 10, then okay. Because some things, maybe someone was okay. Maybe now you're late. I'll give you 1. Let's say 10 is best. Timekeeping 1. Chemistry maybe 5. Effort 10. Maybe brought me nice gifts 10. Looks
paid for the date
8. The average comes to
okay.
It balances out. But now chemistry 0, time. You told me next date you are paying.
Yeah. Okay,
so,
fair enough. Let's write a checklist.
Yeah.
Checklist of first dates. Another one is, I hate sitting across from someone at the table. Let's sit at the bar. It's less formal and easier to flirt. I agree with this. Easier that you across the table. I mean, they're good, but I think I've done the bar option, and I think the bar option is always like more flirtatious and more like. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember a particular date. And how we had sat. Anyway, I think I'm still for, especially for the first date, I sort of just want to keep that distance, look at you. Yeah, but I mean, second date I'd be more comfortable to sort of like
at the bar.
Yeah, so maybe a second date.
Okay, valid. Maybe second date, but I think I'd still prefer the bar vibe.
Okay.
Another unpopular opinion: whoever initiated the date or picked the place should pay, no exceptions. I think we already discussed this, but you already know my opinion there, guys, so let me not. Red flag if they wait outside for you instead of going in to get seats. Grow up. Red flag if they wait outside for you instead of going in to get seats.
Like they
we're
come
at the
before.
restaurant and then they wait for you outside instead of going inside. People do that. Okay, I don't know. This
that's
is
what
very.
I don't think it's applicable. I think it's just normal. Let me add to that. At least make a reservation.
Now, what if it's like an event or a reservation thing? And
okay, I think also, make reservations. If you know where you're going is sort of like, at cafes, lazima to make reservation. But like if it's inti or something, I don't want to come looking funny, like, and then there's no space. Sasa nimevaa for inti, and then there's no space, and then
You didn't make a
it just looks
reservation.
messy. Like, make reservation.
And if you are trying to make up for not making that reservation, you better make it up good. By the time I'm arriving, you're like, oh no, I'm sorry, Auntie was fully booked, but there's another restaurant that's nearby, and it's similar vibe. I'm sorry, we can go to Auntie next time. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
And
nimefika poti, guys. So Auntie is fully booked. I don't know now what we're going to do. Now we discussed there. No solutions, baby. Solutions.
I think Kenyans need to really take up making reservations. And it's just and at least you can get a nice space, and also it adds that attention to detail. That thing of waiting outside for someone. If it's a concert or something, come pick me or walk me to where you are.
Yes, but
concert for first date.
But if it's concert for first date, no. But if it's more of like a small like event and you need to find seats, go find the seats. Yeah. You don't owe them a text after if you didn't hit it off. I agree. Let's say, nice meeting you today. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a text.
Yeah.
Just thanks. I got home. Take care.
Yeah. Cool. And we call it a day. Forever.
Yeah, but how would they know? They probably will have to
I think if a date is bad, you can both feel it.
Okay, true.
In my opinion, yeah. I don't do spontaneous first dates. Plan must be made at least the day before. I disagree.
Even I think so too. I don't think it's a must, because you can't. I mean, if you're both there and you're both okay with just going, then it's fine.
Yeah, no me. If you've been talking especially, and then today we decide, or you hit me up and I just happen to be free. Of course, I'm a planner. I'd love you to tell me a day in advance. Of course, that's the most ideal situation. But if I'm free and you hit me up, especially like early during the day, why not?
What if you just meet someone, like at the office or somewhere, and you guys?
So basically, what happened with me?
Yeah. Then you're like, oh, what are you doing tonight? Oh,
I'd do that. Yeah,
I'm
there for definitely down for spontaneity.
Yeah, true. Same. You never know. You decide no, then they meet the love of their life. It was not meant to be, if that happens.
If you don't want to go to a second location, it's not going well. I somewhat agree, because even if you don't go, maybe I want to keep spending time with you.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like, okay, I really enjoyed this.
Okay, date. I agree, but also sometimes I think if I don't want to go to a second location, maybe it's also the way things are. Maybe I have an early morning. Maybe my job doesn't agree. So I can't go, but I would want.
If I really want to go to the second location, even if
maybe
I can.
Circumstances. So,
Yeah. I think the last one is do bring up kids and marriage in the first date. I think we've already talked about that.
Yes,
but
it's important.
Yes, bring it up. Especially if you're married. Bring it up.
No, some people, even their phones are in need. Unafika home, someone is coming to you as a woman. No, umetoka date number 1.
Surely. Anyway, I think I think that's it for this episode. Let us know about your first date experiences. Send us a DM. We're probably gonna maybe have an Insta story about maybe first date experiences, and you guys can share with us. Follow us on our social media platforms on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Banter Brunch everywhere. BOB podcast _ on Twitter. What am I leaving out? Listen to us. If you're on YouTube, you can also might as well listen to us on the go, on the podcast listening platforms. That's Spotify, Apple Podcast, Castbox, Google Podcasts, Anchor. Wherever you listen to your podcast, we're probably there. So,
check us out. Yeah, I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Remember, the comment section is open and free for you guys to chip in. We've talked about a lot of things. Tell us, whether you agree, disagree, and your opinions. We love to hear from you.
Exactly.
Yes, I guess that's it.
Okay. Bye. We'll see you in the next one.